welcome back. So glad to have you. I hope you've had your best week yet this school year and are ready for some fun. So this week in mindfulness, we are going to be going over being a better you. We're actually going to be exploring that for the next few weeks, but this week we're going over a topic. It's a big word. It starts with an E. It's empathy. And it doesn't always come easy to everyone, but when we learn to practice empathy, we feel a lot better about ourselves and our relationships with our friends and family and everyone around us is a lot better. So what is empathy, you ask? Empathy is getting in someone else's shoes, considering how they might feel because you have felt the same way before. Sometimes when we go through things and we see other people go through those same things, we know exactly how they feel. So since we know how they feel, we can help them or we can treat them how we would want to be treated if we were in that same situation. So really quickly, listen to this short story on empathy. It's going to give you some ideas of when you can empathize. And I know that's a really big word, but by the end of this video, you are going to completely understand empathy and how to empathize. You're going to see a lot of different situations in this book where the main character is going to consider how he felt in certain situations and therefore what he can do to help someone else or how to treat someone else going through that same situation. So listen to the story and then come back here and we are going to explore different times that we can show empathy in our own lives. All right, see you in a second.
You, me, and empathy. When I was a baby, I really was small, while everyone else seemed incredibly tall. But as I grew older, I started to see that people are people, just like me. Sometimes I'm happy, and sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm worried, and sometimes I'm mad. We all have feelings. You have them too. And sometimes I feel just exactly like you. When my mother was sick with a tummy bug, I knew that she needed a big snuggly hug. I rubbed her back and patted her hand and said, "I'm so sorry. I do understand." For once I was sick with a terrible flu. I sneezed and I spluttered, but what could I do? My mother said softly while patting my hand, "My dearest of dears, I do understand." That's when she gave me a big snuggly hug, and I instantly knew I was humongously loved. My mother was kind and caring to me, exactly the same as how we should be. When my brother fell over and hurt his knee, he cried and cried in front of me. I helped him up and said, "There, there," and sat him down on the kitchen chair. For once when I slipped and cut my knee, my brother was there to care for me. He held my hand and said, "There, there," and sat me down on the kitchen chair. One day in the park, a girl was pushed over, knocked to the ground by a dog called Rover. I knew his name because, you see, Rover the dog did the same thing to me. The poor little girl sat still on the ground. Not a sob, not a whimper, not one little sound. Then all of a sudden, she started to cry. Perhaps I could help. It was worth a try. "There, there," I said as I patted her arm. "Rover the dog doesn't mean any harm. He's just being playful, so try not to fuss. He just doesn't notice small people like us." One day at school, while having fun, I saw a boy alone in the sun. No one came over and said, "Let's play." I could see he was sad. He was not okay. So I left my friends and over I ran, and I asked if he'd like to play in the sand. His smile was huge, enormous, and wide. It gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. When I started school, I too sat alone. I had no one to play with. I longed to go home. Then a girl called Abby ran over to me and asked me to play near the old oak tree. We gathered some acorns for finger hats and swung from the branches like acrobats. We played for ages, and from that day, friends forever, we always say. Yesterday at the big green slide, I saw a child run away and hide. "Come back," said her dad, "just give it a try. This slide is not so terribly high." So up she climbed to the very top. "Slide down," he said, "I'll help you stop." But there she sat, and there she stayed, wanting to move but too afraid. I knew just how this girl was feeling, worried and scared, her head was reeling. For when I was little, I sat at the top, terrified that I wouldn't stop. "You can do this," is what I said. "You're braver than you think, it's all in your head. The more and more brave things you do, the easier it becomes for you." "I am really brave," the girl shouted down, and whoosh! Before we knew it, she was on the ground. There's one more story I'd like to share about a bully who never played fair. He pushed children over, was mean and unkind. He made us feel sad, so deep down inside. But one day at school, I saw a strange thing. The bully was bullied and pushed off a swing. He was sad, he was crying as he walked away. So I followed and asked him, "Are you okay?" His eyes were watery, his nose was red. He looked at me, these words he said. "I was mean to the children, it just wasn't right. I know how they feel now, I've had a big fright. Kind and caring is how we should be. I know this because a bully bullied me." So as I'm growing taller each day, I'm learning so much in so many ways. I'm learning that we should try to be kind, helpful and caring all of the time. Our world is so special, we all need to care about one another and the earth we share. People together from far and from wide, we're all on this planet, we're on the same side. So when someone's hurting or worried or sad, remember those feelings I'm sure you've had. Say kindly with care, "I understand, I do, because sometimes I feel just exactly like you."
Welcome back. So there it is, empathy. In the story, you saw that the little boy saw a lot of different situations. And one time his friend got knocked down and he knew exactly how it felt because he had got knocked down before. He knew what to do when there was a new kid playing all alone, because there were times where he had to play all alone and someone else came and helped him not be lonely. He knew what to do when he saw a friend be scared because he himself had been scared before. He was practicing empathy. And so now we are going to do some visualization, which means we're going to close our eyes and just think of a time where we've seen our friends in these different situations that I'm going to name. And we're going to talk about some of the things that we can do when these things come up. So find your quiet space. Try to get really still so that you can really try to focus in, and let's close our eyes and visualize. What can you do when someone is angry? Close your eyes and think about a time you've seen someone angry. Have you ever been angry before? How did you feel? What did you need to feel better? Maybe you had someone come and cheer you up. Maybe you had to take a time out so that you could calm down. Maybe you had to go and take some time with your favorite toy or laugh with a loved one. What was it? What did you do? And when you see someone angry, what can you do to help them, since you know how it feels to be angry? Maybe you can draw a picture or make a list of all these things as we go along. Now, moving to the next one. What can you do when you see someone who is worried? Maybe they have a test coming up and they're not sure they're going to pass it. Maybe they lost their favorite toy and they're concerned that they won't find it again. Maybe they think they're going to get in trouble later. They're worried. Have you ever been worried before? How'd you handle it? Did you reassure yourself that everything would be okay? Did you talk to a grown-up and let them know that you were concerned about something and they helped? Maybe next time you see someone worried, you can help them by assuring them that everything is going to be fine. You know how it feels to be worried. So when you see someone else worried, you can help them. Now, have you ever been confused? Maybe at school, working on some work, not sure how to get the answer, learning something new. If you saw someone else be confused, what could you do? You could help them, right? If you know the answer, if you know how to move forward, maybe you can give them advice or show them the way, right? Wouldn't that help them feel better? You know, because you've been confused before, right? And so since you've been confused before and someone's helped you and you've gotten through it before, you know how to help someone else. That would be showing empathy. How about embarrassment? Have you ever been embarrassed? Maybe you spilled something on yourself or tripped and fell or forgot something, or maybe you were rushing in the morning, you got to school and your shirt was on inside out. Have you ever been embarrassed? Has anyone ever helped you with your embarrassment? Maybe they let you know everything was going to be okay. Or even though you thought that people were going to laugh at you, they let you know that it wasn't funny and they didn't laugh. Maybe the next time you see someone embarrassed, you could help them. You can say, hey, it's going to be okay. No worries. Hey, I'm your friend. We can play together even if they won't, right? Or it's okay. You won't forget next time. All those things will be helpful. If you can think of a time that you were embarrassed and what you needed to feel better, you can help someone else. Okay, here's our final one. And it actually came up in the story. Have you ever been lonely? When you were lonely, what did you need? A friend, right? Someone to talk to, someone to play with, someone to be with you. So maybe if you're at school and you see someone playing alone, you can ask them, hey, are you feeling lonely? Do you need a friend? Would you like to play with me? Can I do this with you? You know how it feels to be lonely. So when you see someone else lonely, you also know how you can help them, right? Right. That is showing empathy. And if you can show empathy to the people around you, you can help your relationships be more happy and loving and fun. And that is a way to be a better you. So this week, I want you to pay attention in your life. Where are you showing empathy? When you have a moment where you recognize that you are showing empathy, I want you to draw a picture of it and put it somewhere where you won't forget it so that you can start practicing it all the time and be a better you. All right? So that's what I have for you today for mindfulness. Be mindful this week. Take some quiet time. Think of ways you can show empathy. If someone's sick, help them feel better. If someone's sad, cheer them up. If someone's scared, go comfort them, because you know how it feels to feel all of those ways. So you know how to help. You know how to empathize. You know how to show empathy. All right? Do that homework and then report back here next week for more mindfulness with Coach Rachel. All right, so now we're going to hop into a game for fitness. So in this fitness game of Uno, we are going to assign every color an exercise. And then when we pick a card, we'll do the number of that exercise that's on the card. So if we pull a red card, we will do sit-ups. If we pull a green card, we will do jumping jacks. If we pull a blue card, we will do push-ups. And if we do a yellow card, we will do mountain climbers. If we draw a reverse, we gotta go back and repeat the last exercise. And if we get lucky and draw a skip, we get to skip the next card. So we are going to do 20 cards. If you're at home and you have your own deck of Uno cards, then when you play again, you can do the whole deck if you want to. It will be a great workout. But for today's sake, and today's video sake, we're gonna do 20 cards. So are you ready? Find some open space. Maybe roll out a mat so that when you're on the floor, you're laying on top of something. And let's get started. All right, make sure you have your water close and let's get started. So first card, we have 6 squats. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Our next card. Oh, it's reversed. So we have to do that again. 6 squats. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Next card. It's 2 more squats. Let's do it. 1, 2. That's a lot of squats. All right. Now we have 3. What was green? Green was sit-ups. Let's do 3 sit-ups. I'm gonna lay back. Make sure you touch overhead, then touch in front of you. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Next card. 8 mountain climbers. Let's do 8 on each leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great work. Next card. 7 squats. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good work. Now we have 1 sit-up. Let's do it. 1, easy enough. Up. Now we have 9 squats. Let's hop up and keep moving. 9 squats. Knock them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. Next card. Up. It's the reverse. So we're going to go back and do our 9 squats. More squats. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good work, guys. Let's go again. It's yellow, number 1. 1 mountain climber, just 1 on each side. 1. Easy enough. Now we have 2 push-ups. Blue is push-ups. Let's do 2. Chest touches the floor. 1 and 2. Push back up. Good. Now we have 6 sit-ups. Let's do it. Touch behind your head. Touch the floor when you sit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're doing great. I think we're more than halfway. Up. We got another green card. 1 sit up. Let's do it. 1. All right. We got lucky. We got a skip. Let's go to the next card. 5. Oh, we get to skip the next card. Skip that one. And we have 5 more sit-ups. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Now we have 4 sit-ups. Lots of green cards. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lots of sit-ups, lots of squats. Up. We got another reverse. Let's do those 4 sit-ups again. More sit-ups. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our final card is 3 mountain climbers. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. There you are. All done. You did a great job. Lots of great work today, guys. Glad you got your fitness in. Now, cool off, grab something to drink, and then head over to have some fun in the kitchen with Chef JoJo. I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Chef JoJo here. I hope you all are having a great week, and I'm really looking forward to making today's recipe. This is going to be one of my favorites during this time of the year, pumpkin spice muffins. But before we start, like always, let's wash our hands, and I'll see you all in the kitchen shortly. Okay guys, welcome back. So like I said earlier, we're going to be making pumpkin spice muffins, and we have our dry ingredients, our wet ingredients, and our optional ingredients. So our dry ingredients includes ground nutmeg, salt, ground ginger, baking powder, ground cinnamon, brown sugar, and we're also going to be using all-purpose flour, which isn't included right here. We also have our wet ingredients, which is going to be pumpkin puree, an egg, butter that we're going to melt, vanilla extract, and our 2 optional ingredients are going to be raisins, which is going to give that extra sweetness, and walnuts, which is going to give our muffins that extra crunch. Before mixing, make sure you separate the dry and wet ingredients into 2 separate bowls to prevent clumping. The dry ingredients include all-purpose flour, baking powder, the brown sugar, salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, and ground ginger, while our wet ingredients includes the pumpkin puree, our milk, our melted butter, the egg, and vanilla extract. Alright guys, now it's time to mix our dry ingredients. So make sure you grab your whisk and your bowl full of dry ingredients and just take it and give it a spin. So we want to make sure we want to make sure that we mix all of our ingredients together until it's nice and blended. And if you see that you have like little clumps of brown sugar or maybe flour, just beat it down a little bit and smooth it out until everything is blended. Alright, let's put that down and let's grab our bowl of wet ingredients, and we're going to use that same whisk and we're going to carefully mix it together. We're going to make sure we mix all of our wet ingredients until they're perfectly blended. Here we are. And then let's take our bowl of the dry ingredients and wet. We're going to take all of our wet items and carefully pour it in with the dry. And we're going to mix everything together carefully until we have like a nice, consistent, smooth consistency. Once everything's mixed in, if you choose to use raisins, you could add some raisins in. I'm only gonna use a little bit because I'm gonna add some raisins on top of my muffins when it's time to add it to the muffin holder, and I'm gonna add a little bit of walnuts for crunch. Mix it again. Alright, let's put this down and let's get ready to assemble our muffins. Since we're making pumpkin spice muffins today, here's a couple of fun facts. Pumpkins are very high in fiber that helps keeps us energized when we're outside and playing with our friends. And also, pumpkins are very high in vitamins and minerals that can prevent sickness and also helps boost our immune system. Okay guys, now it's time to assemble our muffins. As you see, I have my muffin tray with some muffin holders in here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we spray our muffin holders really well. That's going to prevent our muffins from sticking. Okay, so let's go ahead and spray that down. All right, let's add it. Okay guys, now we're all ready to add our muffins to the oven. We want to make sure that we add it in our oven already preheated at 400 degrees, and we're going to let it sit in there for about 25 minutes. It could be anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes depending on how fast your oven cooks. So let's go ahead and add that, and I'll see you all shortly. Okay guys, welcome back. As you can see, my muffins are finished. They were in the oven for approximately 25 minutes at 400 degrees. They look fantastic. It smells great in my kitchen right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these down and talk a little bit more about our recipe and some closing remarks. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's recipe, and these muffins are great for breakfast, a quick snack, and you could even eat these for dessert after you finish your dinner. And also remember that these pumpkin spice muffins not only taste great, but the pumpkin in it has a lot of healthy benefits. It's high in fiber, and they also produce a lot of vitamins and minerals that can help to prevent you from getting sick. But other than that, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week, and looking forward to doing our next recipe next time. All right, take care.